Before TikTok trends and viral sneaker drops, there were ads. Bold, wild, and unforgettable. Reebok didn't just sell shoes, they sold a feeling. Let's rewind to a time where fitness was loud, basketball was raw, and these ads ruled the pages of catalogs and various sneaker books. Let's get into it. Reebok Shack Attack, 1992. Now this right here was Reebok's power move in 1992, the Shack Attack. And the message, Shaq isn't the only one wearing his own shoe. That's legacy talk. From the pump system to the graph-like arch, this sneaker was a tech-laced tank for a 300-pound wrecking ball named Shaquille O'Neal. But what made this ad hit wasn't just the performance specs, it was the cultural shift. Reebok wasn't just signing rookies, they were building titans. Reebok Preacher, 1996. This 1996 ad for the Preacher is Reebok's way of taking sneaker tech to the pulpit, praising the cushioning, forsake impact. It's not just a shoe, it's a sermon. Shaq's gaze upward and that sacred tone gave the sneaker divine status. And those visible hexalite pods, they looked like something from another planet. This wasn't just about bounce, it was about belief. Reebok turned the hardwood into holy ground. The Reebok Commitment. This clever ad for the Commitment, Danny Manning's signature shoe, hits you with the visual punchline. Available in smaller sizes. That oversized toddler pair laced up inside the full-grown model says it all. It's the type of ad that made you stop flipping the magazine. Reebok wasn't just pushing the shoe. They were selling swagger, presence, and a little humor. And let's not forget, Danny Manning was a #1 pick and a college legend. So this sneaker has serious credibility baked into it. Reebok Answer 1, an eye for an eye. This pad is poetry and power bundled into one message. You've got AI breaking down defenders in the Reebok Answer 1. But the real punchline is that last line. The only person who can beat Allen Iverson is Allen Iverson. This wasn't just about sneakers. This was a statement of mindset, identity, and personal accountability. DMX cushioning, mid-cut lockdown. It's not just a shoe. It's a philosophy. For every young hooper in the late 90s, these were more than kicks. They were armor. Reebok Track and Field Heritage Collection. Before the court, before the pump, before the Shack Attack, Reebok was already chasing greatness. This ad taps into the brand's Olympic DNA, spotlighting performance track models like the World Javelin, High Jump, and PB 1500. It's a nod to over a century of innovation, reaching back to Alf Shrub, breaking world records in 1904. Reebok wasn't just a brand in the 90s, they were a legacy, reminding the world that their roots run deeper than the competition ever dared. Reebok Pro Access. This vintage German ad delivered Grand Slam energy with one word: break. It's a tennis lover's call to arms and legs. The Reebok Pro Access was built for serious players chasing agility, grip, and control on the court. Peep the classic herringbone sole and padded collar. Reebok engineered this model for peak mobility and comfort, making it ideal for aggressive lateral movement. Retro athletes who crave precision footwork, this was their go-to weapon back when white leather and ankle socks ruled the court. Reebok Victory G, Gore-Tex trainer. Before waterproof tech became trendy, Reebok dropped the Victory G, a performance runner that wasn't afraid of the rain. This 1980s ad flexes its Gore-Tex game hard, water beads on the outside, but your feet stay bone dry inside. This wasn't just a sneaker, it was a science project in motion. From the sealed bellows tongue to the foster cradle support system, Reebok took foul weather running seriously. And that splash, that shot, iconic. For sneakerheads who remember jogging in puddles without getting soaked, this was the drip before drip had height. Reebok Workout Mid-Cut. This may be the only place in your club where the shoes won't perform. A locker room flex before locker room flexes was even a thing. The Reebok Workout Mid-Cut was engineered for versatility, weight room grind, racquetball agility, track hustle, and everything in between. That signature H-strap gave it support, The leather mesh combo added breathability, and the heel to toe wraps locked in lateral stability. Reebok wasn't just selling a shoe, they were selling utility. And in the 1980s fitness boom, this was your go-to. Just don't wear them in the shower. Reebok Stabilizer, your hedge against pronation. Reebok just didn't design a running shoe, they engineered a motion control system. The TB Stabilizer wasn't flashy, but it was groundbreaking for runners who battled over pronation. This wasn't just cushioning, it was a 7-part biochemical strategy, from the dual density foam and arch wedge to the pronation extender and reflected trim. Say that a couple times. Reebok essentially built a sneaker with a built-in orthopedic brain, each component sculpted to reroute your stride. Long before GAT analysis was trending, this was your hedge fund for healthy feet. Reebok Phase 1 Trainer. This one's an all-time classic in both design and delivery. Reebok leaned all the way in on humor and biomechanics. From the emotionally unstable only, a bold headline paired with the dude on the therapy couch. But this wasn't just comedy. The Phase 1 Trainer featured a partially filled-in arch for orthopedic compatibility, firm medial support to fight over pronation, and a hydro system in the heel for added stability. Reebok wasn't just selling sneakers. They were prescribing them like therapy for runners haunted by bad form. From couch to track, this was motion control before motion control was cool. Reebok Phase 1 Tennis. Class act. Reebok wasn't just talking tennis, they were talking taste. The Phase 1 was a clean, minimalist garment leather court shoe designed for both men and women, built with softness and sophistication. This ad evokes Wimbledon elegance, featuring a hand-colored image of Pro Trey Walkie from 1983, rocking all white flannels, a nod to tradition with Reebok innovation on the foot. This wasn't just a loud sneaker, it was a smooth, silent, and steady sneaker, and that was the flex. Reebok Basketball Series 4600, 5600, and 6600. Did you ever wonder where the pros come from? Reebok answered that with the trip to the blacktop. This 1986 ad wasn't about NBA arenas. It was about the neighborhood asphalt, chain link fences, and raw ambition. The 4600, 5600, and 6600 was built not just for polished courts, but for earning your way to the polished courts. Reebok World Trainer Energy Return System. This 1988 ad opens up with a mic drop. The revolution is over. Reebok took direct aim at Nike's Air Max and Asics Gel Tech with something bolder. The ERS, Energy Return System. Instead of gas or gel, Reebok embedded DuPont hydro tubes under the foot, 6 in the forefoot, 4 in the heel, to act like mini pogo sticks. The claim? Up to 30% more energy return per millimeter of compression, with no sacrifice in cushioning or stability. It wasn't just about hype. It was about physics, springs, tubes, and motion. The Reebok ACT 600, a new source of power. In this 1985 ad, Reebok introduced the ACT 600 as more than just a tennis shoe. It's a new source of power, designed for both men and women. It targeted serious players craving maximum heel stability, cushioning, and control. The key tech? A pre-molded PVC heel counter that anchors your rear foot, working with your natural motion, not against it. Adding a custom-molded urethane insert for shock absorption, plus traction pods to grip those slick hard courts, and you got a performance machine designed as a classic Reebok silhouette. This ad wasn't selling the shoe, it was handing you a weapon. Reebok Freestyle High Top, sizzling hot. Back in the day, they used to call these the 5411s. This ad burns a 1980s flair. Reebok's Freestyle High Top wasn't just a sneaker, it was a cultural statement. The bold slogan, sizzling hot Reebok, and the tagline, listen to the beat of the street, nailed the era's fusion of fitness, funk, and fashion. If you were lacing these up, you weren't just stepping out, you were stepping up. Reebok Jam Series, the reverse jams and the thunder jams. Shattered backboards, broken glass, and a broom and dustpan warning. This ad screams one thing, pure destruction. The Reebok Jam Series wasn't for finesse, it was for high impact hoopers who left chaos in their wake. The reverse jam brought high-flying hex-like tech with a lightweight bounce and cushioning. The thunder jam built like a tank to absorb punishment and protect your ankles. This wasn't just performance, it was a statement. Reebok just didn't enter the court, they blew the doors off the gym. Reebok the Question collage, Allen Iverson's rookie era. This isn't just a sneaker ad, it's a visual mixtape of raw ambition, swagger, and controversy. A torn paper collage forming the silhouette of the Question, Reebok's groundbreaking signature shoe for Allen Iverson. Inside, the chaos of a rising icon. Headlines hyping Iverson's rookie explosion, gritty off-court swagger, college pride, and of course, the shoe that asked the league if they were ready. The design reflects Iverson's journey, disruptive, layered, and real. This was the birth of an era where sneakers weren't just worn, they were a movement. If Jordan wore the crown, AI wore the Question. The Reebok ES22, the Emmett Zone. Now this ad flipped the sneaker script by turning Emmitt Smith into a literal performance ingredient. The ES22 is treated like a supplement, complete with the nutrition label listing adrenaline, intensity, grip, and mojo at 100%. That's marketing genius. The kicker, organically grown into the Emmett Zone. That's not just a tagline, that's Reebok claiming territory. The ES22 wasn't about flash, it was about domination. Turf shredding, knee breaking, headlight reel dominant. This wasn't just a sneaker, it was a weapon. Reebok Pump Omnizone 1990. This ad nailed two birds with one pump. At the height of early 90s innovation, Reebok made custom fit a flex, literally. The pump and release system wasn't just tech, it was a status symbol. The tagline, how to adjust for inflation, cleverly played off real world economics while throwing shade at the competition. Nike, I think they was talking to y'all. No, I know they was talking to y'all. You wasn't just buying shoes, you were inflating your edge on the court. The black and white contrast, the ERS sole, the visible pump bubble. This was performance marketing with attitude. And let's not forget, the Pump Omnizone was the very shoe D. Brown used to seal his legacy in the 1991 Slam Dunk Contest, deflating and dunking his way into sneaker history. The shoe didn't just adapt, it dominated. The Reebok Freestyle 1985. Before athleisure wear was even a word, the Reebok Freestyle defined movement with meaning. The 1985 ad fuses illustration with inspiration, hitting home with the line, because life is not a spectator sport. This wasn't just about aerobics, it was about empowerment. The Freestyle became a cultural icon, worn by women who were breaking sweat and stereotypes. The soft garment leather, ultra lightweight build, and feminine shape made it the #1 aerobic shoe in the world. But its real power, it let women lead the way in fitness movement, grace, and grit. In a full decade of flash, this shoe quietly dominated with pastel style and performance soul. Reebok Kamikaze, the Shawn Kemp superhuman gear. This wasn't just another sneaker drop, this was the Kamikaze era. Shawn Kemp in mid-air, lightning crashing down. Superhuman energy packed into a zigzag leather and explosive design. The Reebok Basketball 5900 and the Pro Legacy French performance ad. This French ad for the 5900 and Pro Legacy framed performance as global. Andy Fields was their poster boy, but the focus was pure stability, bounce, grip, and street-ready style. Chess technique. The Reebok Pump. No 2 feet are alike. Reebok just didn't sell you a shoe. They sold you a fit. This 1990 ad was a masterclass in personalization. The pump adjusted to each foot individually, like a custom sneaker straight out the box. Now these wasn't just ads, these were eras. The sneakers, timeless. The campaigns, unforgettable. If you found value with this episode, if I took you down memory lane, or if it's just something you never seen before, drop a comment in the comments. I definitely want to read what you thought about this episode. Until we meet again, this is DA, host of the Nomad Cast, the soul behind the soul.